Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Representative Jasmine Crockett claiming you can't afford a home or groceries due to deportations, which, yeah, she's one of the, up and coming stars of the Democrat Party. I hope she gets more and more popular because the things she say are usually so mentally vacuous that I can't but think the average American will just listen to her and go, oh, dear God, yeah, we will not elect that on a presidential level or any higher level than she has now. It is embarrassing she has any political power, especially in Texas, but I partially digress. This is brought to us thanks to End Wokeness. He says, quote, Representative Jasmine Crockett, connect the dots. You can't afford your home, groceries, thanks to deportations, which, yeah, I don't think she knows basic economics or supply and demand. She's also the person who went to her boss during the hiring process and said, you should hire me because I'm black. I also don't have any experience. She said that in her interview. And technically it worked because she got the job as a public official. Now, this also went viral. I got 1 million views, and there's a Jasmine Crockett right there. Let's, you know what? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she gives us some very articulate reasons and logic in here. Obviously not, but we'll see what she has to say here.
Realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
Yeah, you can have a home or groceries. You know what's one of the biggest variables in terms of why housing costs a lot, apartments and, standalone houses? There's a very mysterious thing. I don't think most leftists know this, but there's a very fascinating phenomenon called supply and demand. When there's only a little bit of supply, but a lot of demand, the prices go up. We have 20 million plus illegals in the country. That's a lot of demand for housing, from apartments to, standalone houses to condos, etc. Of course, the prices are going to skyrocket. Quite the antithesis of what she's saying. If you dramatically decreased the demand, if you had 20 million less people in the United States tomorrow, there'd be a lot less demand for all these facilities. The price would go down because you're decreasing demand while maintaining the same, if not increasing supply as we make more houses and more apartments. I know that's a very complex topic for most leftists, but it seems beyond her. And of course, she assumes, oh yeah, these illegals are mostly doing hospitality and picking, all the crops. Yeah. Someday she'll learn about a fascinating phenomenon called John Deere. Yes, there is some manual labor in agriculture, but it's getting more and more mechanized to the point where a farmer can sit in the vehicle and be on an iPad just watching movies. The machines are getting fascinatingly advanced, not just for, plotting, but also harvesting of crops. Now, this went pretty viral. And again, she's one of the favorites of the Democrat Party. They keep elevating her. She's getting more and more media attention. I do think she's going to have an increased trajectory in her political career for Democrats, because again, she's saying all Democrat talking points and they love her. I think eventually on a national level where you have, she's under more of a spotlight, I think nationally, I don't think she'll be successful, but that's just my 3 cents. It used to be 2 cents, but 40-year hyperinflation. Let's get to the comments. Again, got 1 million views and 11,000 likes. One of the first comments comes from the Waco kid, and it has a picture of a gentleman who's mentally handicapped, I believe, and says, look, MFer, even I know that's retarded, getting 202 likes. X Van Fleet, who's a famous online social media activist, he's famous on social media and also famous for escaping communism in China, saying, quote, Representative Jasmine Crockett wants to bring back slavery, getting 501 likes. Democrat Media Jam says, quote, good grief, just lost brain cells. There's a picture of a star, says, you did it, getting 134 likes. Paul Suzupa says, quote, we cannot afford Jasmine Crockett low IQ, getting 288 likes, which, again, if you're in a district, primary her or vote for the opposition. Junia Broderick says, quote, Maxie Waters and Maze Hiriano are breathing in a sigh of relief. They just dropped 2 and 3 of the batshit crazy gang. Yeah. Getting 2.7 thousand likes, and that'd be a good question in the comments. Who's more mentally vacuous, Jasmine Crockett or Maxine Waters? Ooh, that's a tough one. You also have Matt Van Swolson, quote, this is one of the most insane things I've heard in a while. She's saying that out loud, and that only illegal immigrants are doing hard labor in the United States, getting 4.2 thousand likes. Good point. I'll actually highlight that. Or as we say, like it. David Sullivan, again, pronounced prosecute Fauci, says, quote, she made it. And there's a picture and it says, Mount Moron. You have Kamala Harris. You have, what is it, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and who's the gal? Who's the Democrat who married her brother and came from Somalia? I forget her name. But yeah, made some more on getting 883 likes. Yeah. You also have Kelly saying, quote, because Jasmine get any dumber, getting 465 likes. You also have Mama Hode saying, quote, hey, there's a picture of Abe Lincoln, says, quote, I haven't seen Democrats this mad since we took away their slaves, getting 713 likes. American 357, a pretty exceptional cartridge. Though I would say the true American cartridge is going to be the 45 ACP. That's God's cartridge. I mean, it's part of the 1911, the most iconic handgun, I would say, since the dawn of time. Second, perhaps only to Samuel L. Colt's revolver. But I partially digress. I still appreciate the 357. He says, Dumb and Dumber is a picture of Jasmine Crockett as well as AOC. And AOC, Jasmine Crockett has a t-shirt that says, I'm with stupid. And AOC has a t-shirt that says, I'm with ghetto trash, getting 384 likes. It is also fascinating to see how Jasmine Crockett's voice, tone, and her accent has changed throughout the years. Scrolling down more and more. The conservative alternative says, quote, Democrats haven't changed. It's a picture of a Democrat from the 1850s saying, quote, but without slaves, whose will pick the crops? There's a picture of a Democrat in 2020 with a Marxist or communist hammer and sickle on his hat. It says, quote, without illegal immigrants, who will pick the crops? Getting 376 likes. You have Stacey Patriot saying, quote, STFU skank. This picture of a Mexican saying, quote, Mexican word of the day is bishop. Like a chess piece. And his picture of Jasmine Crockett says, can someone please shut this bishop? Aha, word pun. I appreciate that. Getting 442 likes. Let's see, scrolling down more and more. A couple of people just have animated pictures of her looking ridiculous. Or I should clarify, more ridiculous than she already looks, which is saying something because that's coming from me. And I know I'm no brilliant thing to look at necessarily. A lot of people referencing Democrats haven't been this upset since we freed the slaves. That's like half the comments here. Let's see here. You have Allie saying, quote, she's really the dumbest member of Congress. Just let her speak. Getting 571 likes. She's up there. That's for sure. But again, what she's saying connects with Democrat voters. So I understand. Well, I don't agree with anything, pretty much anything Jasmine Crockett says. I understand why she's saying that. And I think, as perverse as ridiculous as it sounds, I think this will actually help her Democrat career. They'll hear what she's saying. They'll agree. They'll give her more money for campaigning. They'll fund her. I mean, I think we're just starting to see her political career take off. But let me know your thoughts and comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.